the people. And WrestleMania is a few days away. I don't care.
Don't care.
But I'm gonna make it somewhat relevant by adding WWE's matches as well and adding a few matches to WWE's matches. WWE have had some bad matches like The Miz and the other guy versus Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio. That's not a good match. I cancelled it. Anyways, let's start off with the first match on the show. It'll be Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. Right now, Cody Rhodes is relevant because he left AEW. He'll become irrelevant in 2 months. So while he's relevant, let him have a good match at WrestleMania. It'll be a fun match. They can wrestle well. It'll be Tony Khan's guy versus Triple H's guy. So it'll be a cool match. Let Seth Rollins win. If Seth Rollins loses, that'll be a bad thing. After this, we get a boring match. I think everyone will love this match. It's the Usos versus the New Day.
Made me happy, made me smile. Nice.
A fresh match. It's just a fresh match. It's like we've never seen it before. So give it to us. It'll be in a steel cage. And I don't have anyone else for the Usos. Tell me, who are the Usos gonna fight? Alpha Academy? No, they're not gonna fight the Alpha Academy because they're on Raw. That made no sense. But yes, the Usos will face the New Day for the 100th time. It'll be a good match, I guess. That's a positive. That's a positive. We'll just move on. The third match on the show will be Lita versus Bayley, not Sasha Banks. I would have loved Lita versus Sasha Banks. Sadly, not gonna happen because Banks is in the match against Zelina Vega and Carmella.
You're ruining it. Ruining.
How did they get a spot at WrestleMania?
I don't know, Jeff.
What did they do to get a spot? Nothing. Bathroom break match. But. Lita versus Bayley. It'll be a fun match. And it'll be a solid match. Apparently, I think Bayley is a big fan of Lita. It's Bayley, right? I don't know. Anyways, we move on to the fourth match on the show. Big E versus Goldberg. Now, ever since Big E became relevant and became WWE champion, this is a match I wanted to see. Sadly, it didn't happen because then Brock Lesnar won the title.
Made me happy, made me smile. Nice.
With 4 other super.
Then again, Brock Lesnar won the title.
Brock Lesnar is now your WWE champion.
I mean, it's alright, like.
So he won it 2 times. Lesnar is champion right now. I don't want him to be champion. No one wants him to be champion, but we have to deal with it. We have to book the show that way. It'll be Big E versus Goldberg. Big E was an awful champion, so I don't think this match is going to happen. WWE doesn't trust Big E with Goldberg's retirement match. Why would they? He was an awful champion. Didn't carry Raw. Made it even worse. But Big E versus Goldberg would be a good match. So why not have it? It'll be hard hitting, kind of. It's not going to be a good match. It's going to be a bad match. But it looks good on paper. So we have Big E versus Goldberg. Retirement match. If Goldberg loses, he retires. Why not? After that, we have Corbin versus Drew McIntyre. After that, we move on to Ricochet versus Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
A match I'd love to see. A ladder match. They can do cool moves. A ladder match. They can do good stuff. It'll be an entertaining match. A lot of cool moves. So that's what happens in this match. I'd love to see Rey Mysterio win if this would take place. But it's not happening, sadly, because we have The Miz and... Miz and who? Miz and someone else. Logan Paul. Yes, Logan Paul and The Miz. I've not booked Logan Paul on the show. And The Miz versus the Mysterios. Just not a good match. It's a bad match. Anyways, after that, we get Randy Orton versus Matt Riddle. Now, there are some problems with this. Randy versus Riddle, if they started now, it'll be too short of a time to make it a relevant feud. But if they don't do it, then RK Bro will become stale. So it's a lose-lose for WWE. Well done, WWE. Congratulations. But either way, they should do it. Because RK Bro, Randy Orton's a good main eventer. Riddle's, he's a good mid-carder guy, I guess.
You think? I'm sorry, I forgot what I was saying. That's not right.
So, just do it. Don't continue the RK Bro stuff. They're super stale, super irrelevant right now. I think they won the tag titles. Didn't they win the tag titles right now? They won, I think. They won. I don't know if they won it. But we move on. The co-main event. It'll be a match that I think many people will be upset to see. It'll be Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens. Now, I know many people don't want this match. They're like, ooh, Stone Cold's retirement match should be the Rock one. It shouldn't be this. But I mean, who cares at the end of the day? It'll be a fun match. That's all that matters. I believe Stone Cold should win this. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna have the KO show, then Stone Cold will come, he'll hit a stunner, he'll hype up the Texas crowd. That's what's gonna happen. After this, we move on to our main event, Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. Boring. Who cares?
Don't care.
After this, we get night 2. AJ Styles versus Edge. This should open the show because it'll be a good match. It'll go on for 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. Do an NJPW classic match. Just make it long because the next match is going to be bad. It's Banks and Naomi versus Vega and Carmella. Bathroom break. After the bathroom break that Sasha Banks is involved in, why not have Vega and Carmella win? So Sasha Banks loses another match. It'll be funny.
Well, why are you laughing for? What, Chris, why are you laughing for?
After the bathroom break match that Sasha Banks is part of, we have Finn Balor
Hey Finn, how's it going, man?
versus The Miz. I didn't have anyone for Finn Balor to face. Just put him against The Miz. You know what? Finn Balor versus The Miz versus Apollo Crews versus Jinder Mahal's on SmackDown, I think. Versus Apollo Crews. That's it. A triple threat match, a normal triple threat match. It's a bad match. It's not a fun match. But Balor will win. And everyone loves Finn Balor. I like Finn Balor. He's just, I don't have any match for him. After Finn Balor's match against The Miz and Apollo Crews, we have Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. This will be a 5-minute match seeing Pat McAfee win. He doesn't know how to wrestle. I love Pat McAfee, but he doesn't know how to wrestle. It's not going to be a good match. Don't expect anything. But it's better than Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. That's the positive. After this, we move on to Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. Why didn't you just do Belair versus Flair and Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey? That makes much more sense. But again, if we moan, WWE won't listen. Doesn't matter. So we move on. After this, we get a Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. It's a street fight match.
Don't care.
I just don't care. I just don't like the Who cares? It's gonna be not entertaining. Johnny Knoxville doesn't know how to wrestle, so it'll be even worse than it should be. And yeah, we move on. After like 4 bathroom breaks, we move on to a good match. Braun Breaker versus Dolph Ziggler for the NXT Championship. This will be false count anywhere. Just have Braun Breaker bulldoze to Dolph Ziggler. It'll be a okay match. Won't be that good also. Have him bulldoze through Bobby Roode also. And I don't know why Ziggler won. I'm not upset about it. I'm not gonna moan about it. But he's 45 or something. He's not young. He's not that young. But Braun Breaker should beat Dolph Ziggler. It's not something to worry about. Breakers and buried. He didn't get pinned. The old Ciampa dude got pinned. But we move on. Braun Breaker should win this. That's all I care about. It's gonna happen in Stand and Takeover. It'll happen in Stand and Takeover. After this will be Damon Priest versus Bobby Lashley in the co-main event.
Bobby.
Now I believe this match should take place. I would have liked it for the WWE Championship, but Brock Lesnar is champion, so what can we do? It'll be Bobby Lashley versus Damon Priest, 2 big men just fighting against each other. I mean, who's Bobby Lashley gonna face? Bobby Lashley versus AJ Styles, the technical AJ Styles versus the heavyweight Lashley. Of course, it's gonna be a good match if that happens, but no, Bobby Lashley versus Damon Priest sounds good. It sounds good for a WrestleMania match. The match I would have loved to see if Bobby Lashley was WWE champion. He's not. Brock Lesnar is. But it'll be a good match. Nonetheless, if it happens, it won't happen. Because WWE is going to give us bad matches like Bobby Lashley versus Commander Aziz.
Commander Aziz, sir!
Bobby Lashley, Damon Priest. Hope it happens. It'll be a fun match if it does. Now let's move on to our main event. 9 matches on each night. I don't know why I did 9. I just needed to fit in Corbin and Drew and Belair and Becky Lynch. But our final match, it'll be Roman Reigns versus Mansoor. No, it'll be Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. And it's gonna be okay, good, I hope. I hope Roman Reigns wins. I don't want Brock Lesnar to win. That'll be bad. That'll be very, very bad if Brock Lesnar wins. But yeah, that's it for this one. There's nothing much I can say about Roman versus Lesnar. I'd have done Roman versus Lesnar versus Drew versus Lashley maybe. But yes, they're gonna unify the titles. They're gonna give us the WWE the WWE Fans Championship. It'll be purple in color, and Roman Reigns will be your champion. But let's hope Roman Reigns wins. Let's hope they bring back the big gold. They won't. But let's hope they do. And yeah, that's it for this one. Think about it, they could also have a Samoan belt made out of bones and stuff. I don't want to see that. But anyways, let's hope some good stuff happens on the show. It is watchable, because right now it's must not watch. Like, don't watch this if this is going to be the match card. It's a bad match card. It's not a fun match card. Not a single match I'm excited for other than Edge versus AJ Styles. Knowing WWE, they'll do some random botchy finish. The Fiend. Edge becomes the Fiend. They'll do something like that. Anyways, that's it for this one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. How would you book WrestleMania 38?